Fala aí, galera, Nightwolf aí, mais uma vez com vocês e voltamos aqui com Kingdom Come Deliverance. Seguinte, estou naquela porcaria daquela missão, pera aí. Essa aqui, ó. E eu já fiz algumas coisas, galera. Quer ver? Eu entreguei a bandagem pro cara que ficava machucado aqui. Esse aqui eu preciso trazer pra ele uma erva. Eu não sei que erva é essa. Esse aqui eu precisava fazer pra ele, trazer pra ele, alguma coisa que tem um efeito pra fazer ele dormir. Aí eu vim aqui na mesa de alquimia e eu fiz exatamente essa aqui, ó, que já estava aqui, essa poção. Beleza? Futuramente, quando precisar novamente, né, a gente fazer alguma missão de alquimia, eu mostro aí pra vocês. Não é tão complicado. É complicado, mas não é. Na verdade, é só questão de costume, né? É só questão de costume. Bem, fala com ele aqui, rapidão.
I'm interested in more.
Wouldn't you rather learn the basics?
Eu não tenho ainda essa merda, cara.
Well, I'll think it.
Eu tenho que chegar, então,
Lord watch over you.
jogando. Cadê? Nossa, mano. Meu Deus. Tem que praticar muito. E essa erva que ele pede... Qual seria essa erva?
Hopefully, I have what.
Pera.
No. God be with you.
Não é isso.
Hopefully, I have what you.
Erva curativa para Semek. Erva curativa.
No. This doesn't look like. Take care now.
Eu posso ir
Hopefully-
tentando aqui até achar alguma coisa.
No. Take care now.
É. E aí, dentro dessa missão ainda, a gente tem que encontrar o Padre Simon. Agora, ele tá aqui? Será? Retornar a dama. Ah, é, a missão do charlatão. A gente pode voltar aqui então. Vem pra cá. Já resolve ela que é menos uma, né? Cadê? A casa dele é pra cá. Não, ele tá aqui. Na verdade, eu tenho que esperar ele na casa dele. Então a gente vai ter que vir aqui, ó.
Yeah.
Colmeia. É essa casa aqui. Ué, errei? Do lado ainda, ô caramba. Não. Ué, é aqui mesmo. Pera aí, deixa eu ler a missão. Tem que esperar ele voltar pra casa, que seria durante a noite. Então, vai até as 20 horas. Ele tá aqui, aonde?
Jesus Christ be praised.
I have the shroud for you.
Have you now? Good work,
Yes. Well, it wasn't easy.
I'm sure. That's also why. Farewell.
That's where he lives. Let's teach him a lesson.
Oh, fuck.
Mentira.
Fuck! Henry! Delay them! What? How? There's a reward for you in the trunk. I'll see you in the next go.
Break it down.
Não acredito, mano. É um desgraçado, né? Pera aí, tem uma recompensa pra mim no baú. Camisão amarelo. Olha! O sonho do alquimista e poção. Conter a multidão.
What are you doing here?
You know how it is. I got an urge to smash someone's face in.
Ele não toma dano? Mas sai daqui, eu tô preso. Que porcaria, cara. E não era essa a resposta não, mano. Tudo errado. Brincadeira, hein, jogo. Brincadeira, mano. Então morre, vai, morre. Toma, pronto.
I'll kill you. You're dead. Kill you. Who there? That hurt.
Bandido? Aqui? Pera aí, é bandido? Ah, é bandido. Eita. Eu achei que era a população com raiva dele. Ei, caramba mesmo, viu? Grande porcaria. Cadê ele? Ah, fê. Cadê a taverna agora nessa merda? Laia. Tudo errado, resposta errada. Tá de brincadeira. Consigo dormir ali? Nessa merda? Pra onde que ele foi? Pera aí. Ah, ele fugiu e tipo... Mentira, mano. Será que eu encontro ele ainda no futuro? Bem, retorna pra ela então. Faz essa missão aqui. E depois a gente vai para a missão principal. Tem que abrir esse mapa, hein? Aê, chegamos. Aqui ela.
Welcome, Hen. The Lord be praised.
I've brought the roan, my lady.
That's wonderful.
Essa missão deu trabalho, hein, mano.
Be careful. That horse is a wild one. He won't endure a rider. He kept throwing me.
Well, that won't do. Sophie can't have some wild horse at her wedding starting a stamp.
Pera.
But I've learnt a trick. If you sing to him, he calms down.
You sang to a horse?
It's quite true, I'm afraid. I sang to a horse.
Well, then you'll have to sing something to me, too.
My lady, I don't know if I...
So I know how to calm down that roan. Go ahead.
Não acredito, velho.
Two horses come roaming in the merry month of May to graze in the shade of the apple tree there. The first one is brown and the second is grey. Which shall I ride to, my maiden so fair?
Oh, how beautiful. I'm not surprised the horse calmed down after hearing such a lovely voice. Anyway, I'll think about what to do with the roan. But thank you, Henry.
Tá, coroa.
I brought you the crown from the master engraver.
Henry, you are a gem. Look at that Moldavite. Isn't it wonderful? Sophie will look like an angel. So, what's next?
I brought the wine.
Wonderful,
O vinho foi o mais
wonderful.
fácil.
No wedding is complete without good wine. Find somewhere here to put it down. I'll send for a servant to bring it later. I hope you had no problems acquiring it.
Pera.
Problems? Huh. I don't know the meaning of the word.
As if I didn't know you.
What can I do for you, my lady?
Mas o quê?
Nothing. You've done enough. And now I'd like to reward you.
That's not necessary, my lady. You taking the time to see me is reward enough.
Come now, Henry. No need for such modesty. I appreciate everything you've done for me, as well as your company. And there's something I'd like to give you. This shirt was my father's. He was
Opa.
built very much like you. Broad shoulders, strong chest. It should fit you just right.
But I can't accept this. It's too valuable.
It's too valuable to be left to the mercy of moths. It doesn't fit my husband well, and I've no one else to give it to. What's more, if you were to leave us again, I'd like you to have something to remember me by, so you don't forget me.
I could never forget you, my lady.
Well then, won't you try it on at least?
What? Right now?
Why not? Don't worry, I won't look. I'll turn my back.
And what if your husband comes in?
He won't. Neither will anyone else.
All right.
Tá
then.
bom.
Take care. I feel truly blessed to have you here. So long I yearned for young company. I really feel God heard my prayers and sent you to me.
Ready?
Ó, cê é louco, hein?
My, you do look handsome. As fine as any gentleman. When I was a little girl, there were always lots of other children around and young men and women of the court. It was so merry. I always hoped it would be like that when I was grown up too. But it was not God's plan.
You and Sir Divish had no children.
No. No, alas, we were not blessed. Twice I was with child, but they did not live. And now I fear there's no hope for me.
A esperança é ele.
My lady.
Mentira!
Oh, forgive me, my lady. I shouldn't have.
I don't mind.
Vixe! O cara vai matar ele, mano. Galã, não acredito. E cadê ela? Ai, moleque, viu? Por essa aqui eu não esperava, hein? Por essa aqui eu não esperava. Tá, missão concluída. Não, torneio a gente não vai participar ainda porque a gente não tem perícia o suficiente. Oxi! Tipo assim. Ué. Que horas são? 21? Não consigo falar com ela agora. Bem, talvez no futuro, né? Vamos embora? Então vamos, galera, para a missão principal, que é bem aqui. A gente vai ter que achar o... Quem que é? O sujeito coxo? Sério? Só deixa eu dar uma recapitulada aqui. A próxima vez que a gente voltar pra cá, eu vou vir a cavalo pra abrir essa parte aqui do mapa, né? Aqui tem uma cidade também. É, parece que por enquanto... Essa aqui é o quê? Não, torneio não. Então vai ser isso. Bora. Descobrir onde o bandido coxo mora. Cadê a taverna? Aqui.
Look out!
Aldeão. Passar uma noite.
Good day to you.
Já
I'm looking
pergunta
for a
então.
fellow who lives here, but I don't know his name. Do you know anyone with a limp?
What would you want with him? Well, it's no skin off my nose. The bastard has a cottage on the edge of the village by
Opa.
the road to Ratai.
Can I sleep here?
I suppose I could... For how long?
Just
Pera aí.
Is there
Missão.
Nothing out of the order.
Boa.
Farewell.
I could do with a bite to eat.
Consigo ver o céu daqui. Que bem louco. Ah lá. É aqui? Não, não é aqui não. Ah, é aqui, ó. Pronto. Aê, onde que ele marcou pra minha missão? Ah, é bem aqui, ó. Cavalão, bora. Pô, essa aqui é bonita, hein?
Yeah.
Isso aqui faz o quê? Bebida, não. Carne, não. De lebre. Pode comprar. 4. Pato assado? É carinho, hein? Caramba, pinga, eu quero. Importante, espera aí. Pô, 500? Caramba, meu. Pode comer. Aê. Mano, meu personagem tá imundo. Mataram
Move along,
ele?
Citizens, move along. There's nothing to see here.
That's what you call nothing to see. I'd like to know what something to see looks like.
By the keys of St. Peter, this is all I need. We'll have to send word to Sir Hanush.
That might not be necessary.
Who are you?
I'm Henry of Skalitz, in the service of Hanish's Captain Bernard. I'm investigating the attack at Neuhof, and I think this could be related.
Well, I'm the bailiff of Auschwitz. And I say we don't want any of that kind of trouble around here. What makes you think this has anything to do with Neuhof?
One of the folk at the stud farm recognized someone from Auschwitz among the bandits.
We have no bandits or murderers around here.
Really? They say he had a limp?
Shit. Well, allow me to introduce you to Limpy Lubosh,
Mataram ele.
or all that's left of him. Sakra.
Nothing's ever easy. I'll have to take a look around and ask a few more questions, if that's all right with you.
You can take this mess off my hands and welcome to it. As for what else there is to find out, I don't know. But look and ask all you like.
Disseram pra mim que a campanha principal desse jogo aqui não é tão grande. Quem era? Quando?
When did you find the body? And did anyone see anything?
Just now, and nobody saw or heard anything. I don't know how they could gut him like that without someone hearing him scream.
Who was
Mataram
Limpy
primeiro,
Lubosh?
né? Claro.
A poor crofter and a scoundrel. Can't say I'm too surprised what happened to him. He kept company with all sorts of vermin. He was always getting into some kind of trouble. Punch-ups in the tavern and what have you.
How come he limped?
He got that from some villainy or brawl a long time ago.
Has he been up to anything suspicious lately?
I don't know. The last few days he didn't go anywhere. He was home the whole time. But he always kept everyone in the village at arm's length.
Did he have any kith or kin in the village?
None. A loner he was. I don't know the last time I saw him with anyone.
Do you happen to know where he was on the night of the Neuhof raid?
I've no idea. He kept his distance from other folk, so you never knew if he was away or holed up at home.
Não, pera.
God be with...
Another thing about Lubosh.
Não, só isso.
Good luck to you.
Será que eu consigo tirar as informações daqui já? Com esse pessoal aqui? Vixe!
My respects to you.
Bem,
I've come in the name of Sir Hanush of Leiper. I'm investigating the massacre in Neuhof, and now a murder here as well. Can I ask you a few questions?
Of course. Ask away.
That man Lubosh who was murdered, what was he like?
He was a drunk who was always looking for a fight. Nobody liked him much, but I wouldn't wish an end like that on any man.
Have you noticed anything suspicious recently?
Well, now I think of it, I hadn't seen him around for a while. No idea where he was skulking.
Do you know what Lubosh was doing the day Neuhof was raided?
Not a clue.
Do you know anyone Lubosh used to spend time with? Relatives or friends?
He was a loner. He didn't even have any mates in the tavern.
That's all.
aí ferrou. Bem, pergunta aqui também, né?
Good morning.
I've come in the name of Sir Hanush of Leiper.
Ask away.
Who was this Lubosh who was murdered?
He was a drunkard and a beast. And lazy, too. Idle hands are the devil's tools.
LOL.
Have you noticed anything...
The only thing seemed suspicious was how a rogue like him suddenly started going to church.
A
Now I
igreja?
see why, of course.
Do you know what Lubosh was doing the day Neuhof was raided?
What do I care about that scoundrel? I was glad he stayed out of my way.
Do you know who Lubosh used to spend time with?
He was always a loner. Except lately he started talking to the parish priest of all people.
Pronto.
That's all.
Vamos então falar com o padre, né? Ver se ele tem alguma informação. Será que já é o bastante? Falar com o padre? Bem, vai pra lá. Vai direto ao assunto, né? Vitalidade? Cadê? Vitalidade, 1 ponto, força também. Coveiro não, javali. Arrancar contra alguém pode consumir toda a saúde e vigor do oponente. Oi, isso aqui é muito bom, mano. Não, mula. Não também. Quebra-cabeça. Esse aqui é interessante, hein? Mas eu acho que o javali é bem legal. Pega o javali então e... Vitalidade. Dieta equilibrada, não. Lixeiro humano. Lixeira humana, não. Quando sua saúde cai ao mínimo, você fica furioso e seu vigor se regenera 4 vezes mais rápido? Ô, louco! Isso aqui é muito bom, hein? Aumenta? Mano, os dois é muito bom. Qual agora, né? Esse aqui.
Yeah.
Eu não lembro de ter visto uma igreja aqui, nessa cidade. Cadê o padre? É ele? Ó!
Jesus Christ be praised.
Treinando com espada. Mano, como assim?
I see you know how to wield a sword, father. I wouldn't have expected that from a man of the cloth.
Nem eu.
With a stick. I practiced with a stick. A reminder of my youth and days gone by, and it helps keep me in good form.
The blessings of our good Lord be with you, father. I'm here in the name of Sir Hanush of Lipa, investigating the massacre at Neuhof, which seems to be connected to a murder here. Can I ask you a few questions?
It seems Sir Hanush is employing children as investigators. But ask as you wish, boy. I hope this nasty business will be cleared up quickly.
Did you know Lubosh? What was he like?
A bit of a lost soul. Simple, rough fellow, but at heart I don't think he was such a bad person.
Did you notice anything suspicious recently?
My child, all sorts of suspicious things have been going on recently. People like Lubosh don't know what to do about it, and sometimes they do stupid things.
That's really not a lot of help to me, father.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Do you know what Lubosh was doing on the day Neuhof was raided?
Unfortunately, I do know. And I'd like to help you with your investigation,
Que?
but I can't.
What?
I'm bound by certain vows that forbid me to tell you.
Vows more important than catching dangerous murderers?
There are laws of God above the laws of man, son. And one of those is the sanctity of the confessional.
Ah, mano.
Father, surely you can't be serious. There must be situations in which you can make an exception.
There are things that apply always, no matter what the circumstances. And this is one of them.
Ah, aí não, né? Eu vou tentar aqui, ó, que se dane.
But Lubosh is dead. You can't hurt him, but if you don't tell me, more innocent people may die.
If I told you, I would be betraying a vow
Meu
that's a cornerstone
Deus,
of the
que
Holy Church.
porcaria.
If people believed the sanctity of the confessional couldn't be trusted, the consequences would be even worse than that.
Worse than the death of innocent Christians.
Ah, não acredito,
Worse than the
mano.
murderer escaping punishment.
No one escapes punishment.
Father, Lubosh was my only lead to the Neuhof raiders. Only he could tell me who was responsible for that massacre. If I don't find out who it was, it will probably happen again. Surely you wouldn't want that.
I wouldn't. But I can't betray the sanctity of the confessional. I'll tell you what. Give me some time and I'll try to think up some way of helping you. Suppose we talk it over in the evening, in the tavern, over a cup of good wine.
O padre tomando
Maybe
vinho.
we'll come up with something.
All right? Thank you, Father.
Good luck to you.
Bem, tá aí. Encontre-se com o padre. Você aprendeu música popular? Legal. Então, a gente vai ter que esperar até a noite, né? Eu posso conversar com alguém aqui no meio da rua? Tipo, com esse cara aqui?
God be with you.
I've come in the...
I don't.
That man Lubosh who was murdered.
I didn't really know him. He kept to himself, even in the tavern.
Que?
Have you noticed anything?
Come to think of it, he was in church yesterday.
Sim.
I was wondering what he was up to take to the faith all of a sudden. But I suppose no sin's too dark for God's mercy.
Do you know what Lubosh was doing the day Neuhof was raided?
I was coming from the tavern very late that night, and I caught a glimpse of someone entering the village. He looked like he was in a hurry. It was only a shadow against the sky, but after what happened, I wouldn't wonder.
Do you know anyone Lubosh used to spend time with?
Not with anyone from the village. He used to sit in the tavern next to us sometimes, but he never said much.
That's all. Thank you.
Take care now.
Interessante. Ah, eu posso perguntar na taverna, né? Eu sou burro também. Pera aí. Ah, não adianta.
That's all.
Não
Thank you.
adianta. Não, pera aí, pode sim. Ó.
Have you noticed anything?
Come to think of it, he was in church.
Tá, mesma
I was
coisa.
wondering what he was up to.
Do you know any...
Not with anyone from the village.
Tá.
That's all. Thank you.
Is there any?
Nothing out of.
Vamos esperar então até a noite? É o jeito? Passa o tempo aí. Só que é muito tempo perdido, né? Eu consigo fazer alguma coisa aqui? Próximo? Dá uma olhada aqui. Espírito inquieto. Essa aqui é lá embaixo. Encontrar o Padre Simon. Olha, lá em cima. Tá. Encontrar trabalho para o nosso amigo. A gente tem que falar com a Teresa. Quanto tempo é... Meu, é longe pra caramba, né? Mano, eu acho que vai um dia. Tem alguma coisa mais perto? Tradutor? Aqui o tradutor, ok. O cavalo que fugiu. Nossa, eu não fiz essa aqui ainda. Nossa, essas duas aqui, ó. Essa aqui eu acho que é perto, não é? Ah, essa aqui é perto. Encontrar o tesouro sobre o Pombal, lá em Skyless. Essa missão faz tempo que a gente pegou. Torneio. Essa aqui a gente vai ter que reunir os pedaços dessa espada. Se eu não me engano, tem que falar com todos os ferreiros. Espera aí, ó. Nossa, onde que vai encontrar isso aqui? Ah, a gente pode dar uma caçada, né? Por aqui, ó. É, realmente. Pegar carne de coelho pra gente levar? Eu acho que sim. Onde fica o ferreiro daqui? Não tem ferreiro aqui? Meu, aqui não tem ferreiro. Em Townberg. Então... Vem pra cá pra gente caçar. Quanto de carne tem que conseguir? Acho que é 100, não é? 100, ok. Carne de javali também, quer dizer, pele. Também faz parte de uma missão. Então vai pra lá, é o jeito. O lugar mais perto pra caçar é por aqui mesmo. Ali a gente nunca foi, não sei se tem marcação de caça. Mas aqui tem, ó. Aqui a gente consegue. Pode ser qualquer tipo de carne para levar para ela. Dá uma olhada geral aqui. Ah, Knight, tá errando, mano. Não, cara. Não, não, não. Mentira. Pera aí, pegou nele ou não? Meu Deus, mano. Aê! Moleque, é muito hard. 47? Ah, isso aqui entra como carne, maravilha. Só mais uma caça então já era. Coelho, coelho. Boa. Ah, e tem a missão também. Caramba, mano. Ó, um ali. Ô, esse aqui é grandão, hein? Boa noite. Foi uma. Ele sentiu. Não sei se pegou. Aê. Mano, eu tô bem pesado. Olha quanta flecha. 104 de carne, moleque. Então, a gente passa, ó, pro cavalo. Mesmo assim eu tô pesado, né? Ah, foi. Ele aguenta? Ó. Maravilha, hein? Eu já poderia caçar também a carne de lebre aqui, né? Aproveitar. Lebre não tem marcação no mapa. Você pode encontrar em qualquer lugar. Agora cadê? Aqui. Boa, merda. Não acredito, cara. Cadê? Toma. Mais uma ali. Toma, boa. Que já era, né? Set... 70? Não, tá contando a outra. Aproveita e pega esse aqui também, né? Mentira, velho. Pegou ou não? Boa. Isso aqui conta como roubada? Passa pro cavalo. Ele aguenta. Essa aqui joga fora metade. Não, mais. Mais um pouco. Peraí, o cavalo aguenta? Aguenta. Maravilha. Ele tá no limite, né? Ó, só de andar esse caminho aqui, ó. 1, 2, 3 horas. Não dá tempo de chegar lá, mano. É um dia, praticamente. Então, faz o seguinte. Eu acho que dá pra aguentar. A gente vai à noite. Faz a missão do padre. Será que vai aguentar chegar lá, mano? É uma porcaria, não é? Fala a verdade. Ai, que merda. Cadê o padre? Ué, cadê o padre?
The blessings of our Lord.
And with you, lad. Take it.
E essa mulher aí? Gostei.
I'm sorry I can't tell you everything. But maybe we can work something out. But first I'd like to hear something about you, my son. With whom do I have the honor? Where are you from?
I'm from Skalitz.
Oh. I'm sorry. What about your kin?
Ganhar a confiança do sacerdote.
They're dead.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Here. We'll drink to them. It must have been terrible.
It was terrible. It seemed so pointless. We had no warning. They just appeared and began the slaughter. God knows why. They killed anyone who didn't make it to the shelter of the castle. My parents, my girl, even the Deutsch who was on Sigismund's side. I didn't make it to the castle. I wanted to try and help my parents, but there was nothing I could do. Then I fled to Talmberg with the Cumans on my heels. They almost killed me. They slaughtered people in the surrounding villages. There was a pile of bodies in front of the church in Rovno. Folk who tried to take refuge there, but they...
My poor child. May God grant them eternal rest. And how did you come to get this assignment? I'd have expected Sir Hanish to send that old grouch, Bernard.
He did, but I found a witness and the trail led here to Ujit, so he sent me here to follow it up.
Ah, well, congratulations. It's nice to see someone using their head to find things out instead of torture. We'll have to drink to that. Now the most important thing. What actually happened?
Padre cachaceiro, mano.
Good folks here about are saying all kinds of terrible things. But I take most of it with a pinch of salt.
I'll have a beer.
The rumours aren't exaggerated this time, unfortunately. The Neuhoff stud farm was raided by bandits, but they didn't come to pillage or even take the horses. They only wanted to kill. They maimed the horses and slaughtered some people. I'm sure they would have killed more, but the bandits quarrelled among themselves and broke off the attack. And judging by what's left of our Lubosh, they're still settling accounts.
I see it's every bit as bad as people claimed. Dreadful. Well then, here's to those poor souls who had to die so pointlessly and so terribly.
I've told you all about me. Now it's your turn, Father. You don't look much like our parish priest at home. I noticed you're pretty handy with a sword. I wouldn't expect that of a man of the cloth.
You know what they say. The Lord moves in mysterious ways.
But this is a bit more mysterious than others.
Let's just say I haven't always been a priest. Fate led me to places where affairs were settled by force. These days, of course, it's just a bit of exercise to keep me in shape.
Well, we've had an agreeable chat, but now let's get down to business. So, about this confessional seal. Do you really want more innocent people to die?
Henry, that's not how it works. There are matters in which you can't make exceptions because if you do it once, you'll forever be tempted to do it again. If people stop believing in the church because their confessional secrets are betrayed, they won't trust anyone, and that's worse than even the most hideous crime.
I understand, but that means I've reached a dead end. Those cutthroats will strike again, and I can't stop them.
Chin up, lad. I might have a solution.
What?
If I tell you what Lubosh told me, I'd be betraying the confessional secret. But, first thing tomorrow, I'll try something I think might help you.
Word of honor?
On my soul.
I always wondered about the things a priest tells his congregation. Where else do you get the ideas for your sermons?
Well, Ujits isn't Prague. It's not enough to instruct people. They have to be entertained, too. If I only read from the Bible, I'd soon be preaching to an empty church.
Our priest wasn't exactly a bard. So what do you preach to your flock about?
It has to be something topical. Condemning vices. And, of course, describing them in detail. A tongue lashing about the two popes goes down well these days. And stories from real life, with a nice moral to them, are popular as well. Especially if they're about fornication and similar scandalous vices.
Can you give me an example?
Well, recently a priest by the name of Jan Hus started preaching in Prague, in the Czech language, and the people liked it. I hear he always has a full house. A journeyman who heard him told me what Hus is preaching, and I like the sound of it. I'm thinking about putting it in my own repertoire.
What's so amazing about it?
The preaching of Master Jan Hus about Mother Church. The lamentable wealth in which the church is drowning has turned to poison, and nearly the whole of Christendom is contaminated. Just like a flock of hungry ravens, they settled on this land to devour every grain of gold and silver. They know no mercy. Their hearts are corrupted by longing for wealth, and they shamelessly profit from everything. You want to baptize a child? Pay. You want to steal and murder? Pay and you will have absolution.
Bem
What
isso aí.
if the devil himself were to pay? Would he ascend to heaven too? With such money gained from the poor, they buy beautiful horses to ride and needless servants to pamper them. They gamble at dice and dress their whores in expensive furs, while Jesus Christ walked barefoot and had no place to lay his head. Look to your consciences, you robbers of the poor, for you are seen by God and his people too. Amen.
Legal.
Well, this Jan Hus character is quite a rebel.
Oh, the congregation will love it.
I don't doubt it.
Let's drink to that.
Funny. That last bit reminds me of someone.
What do you mean? My situation's completely different. Huth preaches against the prelates and the clerics who are robbing the poor. Look at me. I don't have a pot to piss in. I'm no better off than the folk I preach to. I'm one with them in poverty and suffering and everything that troubles them. I drink with them and curse those stuffed habits in Sasau Monastery.
Pera.
Here.
What do the common folk think of?
They like it. They're happy to hear someone say what they think themselves, but are afraid to say aloud. Things that make them angry. And they're calling for change. In a few years, it'll have grown beyond control. You mark my words, the people will rise up and the church will be shaken to its very foundations.
Yeah, unless they burn him at the stake first.
Nonsense. They can't burn a master of the most respected university in Europe.
Thanks for the sermon, but I think I've been morally uplifted enough. It's getting quite late. What are your plans, Father?
What do you suppose? We have a drink, of course.
Mais uma, né?
Ah, that sounds like a good plan.
I knew you wouldn't
Vai
let
que
me
ele fica
down.
chapadão e conta pra mim, né? Não, pior que não. Ah!
Zakrajpa ludzie sej smutek, dodnielo i rano utek, jakiż małżeński majstrat, do wczera żylne staje prak, už sej moji svatý muži, nechtěl bych bejbě jich učit, nám je to jedno a tak si dáme jedno, a požerem si huby jako poslední den, buďme s vámi, ano ráda stávy, a tak vypal sudy a posaď se mi sem, tak posaď se sem a vypal jeden.
Mentira.
Ukaž kozy jako vozy, zítra jen tu jsou nejden, tak nalej mi hned, a točí se svět.
Enough of this!
Bailiff! Come on over here, sit down and have a drink with us.
Don't vex me again, Father. It's 3 hours past dusk, and curfew is long gone.
So what?
So, I'll have you all whipped and put in the stocks, and I'll write a letter to the bishop about you, priest.
Well, nothing to worry about then. Everyone knows the only one around here who can write is me.
Enough! Men, throw them out.
Nossa, que bizarro, velho.
You looking for a fight? Henry, back me up.
Mentira. Tá, né?
Come on in, Ben.
What's the matter? Lost your balls?
Toma. Toma. O Henry tá fortão, hein? Quem tá batendo? Ai, seu vagabundo. Olha o dano que esse merda me... Toma. Próximo, próximo. Quem quer?
Get your penance now.
Oh! Shoot!
Bate nele, pô.
It's a sin to fight so badly.
Come on, then.
Cry now.
Já era? Falta quem?
Bastard. You'll get your penance now.
Aê.
So, my dear.
Meu, que... Vixe, bugou? Ah, eu tô chapado, né? Peraí.
Love to. And Henry too, I'm sure. Right, Henry?
Stop that nonsense, Godwin. Are you out of your mind? What will people say?
They can say what they like. What do I care? What do they do to me? Watch the step, my dears. Careful, you don't hurt yourself.
Godwin, you're a buffoon.
Sério?
look at this beauty.
Oh. We can't do this, can we?
Who says? Get ringing, wench.
Mano, olha esse padre, velho.
This is wonderful.
Ah, bloody elf.
And now, my dears, comes the climax of the evening.
Godwin, you old goat.
Come here.
O veião pegou... Não acredito, mano. Olha onde eu acordei, mano. Não acredito. Bem, galera, o padre comeu a mulherada e eu tive que cortar o vídeo, né? Senão, strike aí de novo do Yutoba. Mano, muito bizarro, velho. E aí?
Well, I have to say that was a fine evening.
Godwin, you beast. Get up. Do you hear me? Wake up, you drunkards!
Oh, fucking hell.
Who the hell are you? Oh, Henry. My great friend, Henry. Didn't we have a wonderful time?
Well, you certainly did, you old lecher. Now you better pull yourself together quick. You haven't much time. There's some water and something to eat on the table there, but if I were you, I would move my hairy arse before my flock eats me alive.
Oh, step on in my head.
Mano, o jogo é uma novela, mano.
My poor suffering stomach. What was that woman on about? Before my flock eats me alive. I've forgotten something. What have I forgotten?
Where the fuck am I?
What the fuck was it? Mass! Oh shit, I have to say mass. I gotta say mass. You have to help me.
How? You're the priest.
I can't do it in this state. Maybe the liturgy. But I have to give a sermon as well. Oh, this is a disaster. They're gonna excommunicate me.
I'd like to help you, but...
You can. You can do the sermon for me.
What? So, first
Como
I investigate
assim,
a
mano?
murder no one wants investigated. Then I drunkenly keep the whole town up all night. And now you want me to preach at them from the pulpit? Do you want them to burn us at the stake?
No. No, I've got it. Suppose that Sir Ratzig's protege. You just came from studying in Prague. And you want to share the words of Master Jan Hus, who you recently heard preaching there. Henry, look. From what I remember, we might have overdone it a bit last night. And if the bailiff or someone else complains about me, the bishop's gonna have my guts for garters. So I'd appreciate it. Stop gaping at me like a stuffed squirrel and start helping.
You're mad. You're stark raving mad.
I'm not. It's a perfect plan. It's flawless. Oh. How about this? If you help me with this, I'll tell you who Lubosh's cronies are.
Ah, agora sim.
Well, all right. But I can't make any promises about what'll happen.
No, neither can I.
Yeah.
What do you want me to do exactly?
I'll go and start the liturgy. Then I'll introduce you. You give the sermon I told you yesterday in the tavern, and that's that. No need to drag it out. If it turns out well, I'll tell you what I know about Lubos.
Christ almighty. Fine then. We have a deal.
Wonderful.
Não acredito. Bem, galera, eu vou salvar o vídeo aqui. Continuaremos então na próxima gameplay. Deixa um gostei que ajuda pra caramba e valeu!